This video contains subject matter that may be offensive and disturbing to some people. If you are the type to require a warning throughout a video or show, let this message serve as your warning. This channel discusses the harsh reality of true crime. If this warning is not sufficient for you, consider a different genre and unsubscribe from my channel immediately. What's going on, freaks? I was having an issue with the air conditioner. Not sure what's going on, but there we go. I think it's working now. Hopefully, anyway. Maybe. Who knows? Alright, well, what's going on? Hopefully you guys all saw the video earlier. I had a couple audio glitches in there, and also I might have said 5:30 p.m. I just kind of barely heard it at the end, but anyway, I thought it was pretty good. I mean, I just talked. I mean, the main point was just to show people that that's a long time, the 7 minutes. And a lot of people were saying, oh, there's no way, oh, there's no way. Oh, there's no chance in hell that somebody could do that in that little bit of time. It's amazing how many people out there still think there's something else going on, some other killer. There's other things, and it's just strange. But let's see, we missed the goal for the first time in a long time on the day show, and looks like this video is doing okay compared to the last one. But if you guys like to help support my channel, allow me to keep doing all the videos and shows that we're doing, that would be great. Alright. Tomorrow's our donation night. So it's not going to be as much as last month, that's for sure, but it'll be something. Well, thanks, Kathy B. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I don't like when I, catch an error in the way I'm speaking or something. Today was just hard because I was trying to record it and there was electricians running around, and I was trying to sneak in little parts here and there, So. Thank you. 17 months, Kathy B.
Recording in progress.
I was just going to leave that on for later. Yeah, so the garage is, I think it's right near the end now, finally. They've got the, well, they have to patch that hole that was made, and then we're waiting for the washer and dryer, and then at the shower door, and that's pretty much it. So, pretty good. Where the hell's the zoom there? I gotta fix these numbers in here for later. Alright, there we go. Yeah, it's been a long time. I don't really have any more notebooks currently. Well, let's see. Let me check some. Yeah, there's 2 more blue notebooks. So, if anybody wants one of those, and you live in the United States, send 25 to my PayPal, and there's 2 left. So the next 2, if you're later than the next 2, then I'll put you on the list for the Chloe notebook. That'll be sometime after, maybe next month when I get my office set up. Thank you, Don. I appreciate it. And thanks, Mag, up there, for your comment about that you liked the video. Oh, they're probably hoping they were going to get a biscuit or something. Right. Well, you send whoever sends the first. Well, the blue one looks like this. See, right there. There's Blue, the dog, with he even signs it in there. It's crazy. Puts his paw prints all over it, and so we got that. So there's 2 left sitting in there. So whoever's first gets those 2, and then the next one will unfortunately be put on the Chloe. There's already 1 person on the Chloe waiting list. So, all right. I think YouTube doesn't allow you to. They don't put out notifications if you have more than like 2 or 3 in a day. So I did the earlier show. I might stop doing the morning show. Oh, look at that. Yeah, they had to turn off all the power. But the day show, it's kind of it's fun and everything, but it just takes so much of my time, and it's not really worth the time. I feel bad for it, but it's like 4 hours, and then I spend the night before editing and putting it together, and it's just sort of it seems like I can get more done during the day for my actual making videos. And so I don't know, we'll probably finish this trial or something, but it's just it sort of fades down and down and down into oblivion. I mean, today was an absolute ridiculous in there. So I don't really know what else to say. I'm just being honest. Let's see. If you only get like 45 people watching, it's probably not very interesting to most people. And unfortunately, that's kind of the name of the game basically. Is people watch. You gotta put out there. I mean, I try to do a whole bunch of different cold cases that nobody ever talks about too, and I get punished for it, so I don't know. I don't really want to be one of the channels that just every single second of every show is about one thing. Like tonight we're going to cover something else and then do Coburger, maybe a call-in if you guys want, because I just did the video, and I think it makes people think about things, and might be interesting. But yeah, the day show thing, it's like nobody's even like, it was cool when we did Jodi Arias because everybody was talking and laughing and sort of like, it was, they were just having fun in there. And now I'll go in there and I'll see a comment, and then I go 20 minutes later, that same comment is the last comment. Nobody's really doing anything. So I was sort of, that's what it was going to be for, kind of a place for the day freaks to hang out, but it sort of faded into oblivion. A lot of people that were there, in Arias and maybe another case, aren't there really. I mean, I don't know. I think people kind of want to sometimes want to watch a trial that's going on live, something like that. Right. Thanks, CR149. Okay, well, anyways, that is all I wanted to say on that. I feel bad, but I just gotta I'll finish out this trial, and then, unless something really interesting comes along, I probably won't do it. So. No, I can't really do, unless I have my own official link. You can't really stream other people's streams. Like, Law and Crime said I could stream their live trials the following day, but not at the same time, and it totally makes sense. I mean, they're the ones that went out and got the rights to be able to play it, and therefore, like somebody else just, I mean, there's a whole bunch of true crime channels that really don't care about what you're supposed to be doing. So they'll just start streaming somebody else's live stream, and somehow they are able to get away with it. And I don't really know how that is a thing, but it is. You're not supposed to be able to do that. But anyways, so I don't know if most of you are channel members or not. I can't tell how many people. There's only like 291 people watching. But yeah, on this channel, every single day, the freaks out there support what I'm doing here, meaning support my channel, that allow me to be able to do what I'm doing. And then it also, like, I just got the current, let's see, I don't know what you call it, the ledger of our DNA fund. So we've put over 60 something thousand into a DNA fund, and that's directly from the income from here. And let's see if I have it here. Hold on a second. Yeah, there is monthly ledger. Download it, and I'll put it into a folder. And so the thing is, you guys, is, as I say every single night, you guys are the sole source of the income. So when there's nights when we're just sitting here and there's no super chats or anything like that, it's sort of a there's like a blow to my brain. I just sit there and go, wow, so that was worth that much. Yeah. Hey, Emily Flotilla, 44 months. Man, that's, what is that? That's almost 4 years. I think that's right when the membership started, I believe. But, anyways, it is what it is. If you guys can help support the channel, you can. If you can't, I'm still doing the shows, but maybe in the future, who knows? We were kind of on a good roll there for a long time, and last week or so, it just sort of feels different for some reason, so... Anyways, thank you. Let me see if I can open up this. Right, but the only way the DNA fund happens is if you guys help support the channel. You get what I'm saying? So everybody goes, yay, well, look at that, look at that. It doesn't happen. We've given $163,600 since January 2020, okay? So it literally doesn't happen, and without the support from you guys. So you guys are basically, by supporting me, we're doing this. All right, so currently this is like the money from, I don't know if you can see it here, but this is the ledger they just sent. So we've given them, you know, I think all of this, what is it? I mean, currently we have 7,227 sitting in there. But part of that's going to another case, and then we've got to put in another 3,000 for a new case that we just got. Yeah, so let's see. Let me sort this. Let me see what happens. Does it work? Oh, I gotta hit the enable editing. Right, that's 20,050 there. 7,000. 9. I mean, it just goes on and on. I mean, it's a huge number. I guess it didn't really do what I wanted it to do there, but we've given them over $60,000. Let's put it that way. Yep. I'm not going to be going to CrimeCon this year. Normally I have a booth there, or not normally, but I've done it twice. So I got too much stuff going on over here. So videos should be viral. Right, that's what I'm saying. It's just really been frustrating for me. Thank you for the amazing community you have created and all the amazing help you give true crime. Yeah, well, you guys are, you know, when you support my channel, we're able to give support to true crime community. So sort of a win-win situation.
I'll be back if you want me to.
CrimeCon coming up. Wish I could do more.
Thank you.
Your last
Okay.
2 videos should be viral. Thank you for this amazing community you have created and all the amazing help you give to true crime. Ocean wave, ocean wave.
Ocean wave, ocean wave. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Yeah, I mean, I do shows every single day, and you know, try to give a place for people to go and have some rational true crime discussions instead of just crazy wacko, just nut job shit that you hear all over the place. I mean, literally, I think there under the last video, there's 4 comments already that say Brian Koberger didn't do this. Really? Where do you come up with this stuff? Brian Koberger didn't do it. Okay, well, who did then? I mean, you... I get really frustrated with that stuff. So... I mean, who doesn't, to be honest with you? Is there anybody out there that doesn't get frustrated with that? Yeah, they should. They should vouch for him and let him live in the living room, just like I say with the judges out there who let pedophiles go or murder. You know, somebody had murdered before, but, you know, I'm going to let them out. They've been good. Just have them live at the judge's house who signed that paper for a good 2 or 3 months to make sure that this person is ready to be back in society. Thank you, Trisha, and lead with love. Yeah. Yeah, well, thanks. Well, tomorrow's is donation night. We have, for the first hour, one last push, and then that sort of determines the complete amount that I'm able to donate out of the income, and then we just kind of do like a normal show after that. Well, it's never really normal on donation night.
I'll be back if you want me to.
little for you, and you. What the heck? I'll PayPal next time.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Lead with love. Beige Hughes. Throughout the day and night. Can't stand the other. Cool. Well, we'll finish that trial out, Daphne. I guess we'll see how it goes, but I just, sometimes in the middle of the day I'm like, man, I wish I could be doing something else instead of sitting there monitoring. I was trying to do it to sort of augment seemingly slower times, but it doesn't seem to. Yeah, we promote sanity here. So anyway, I want to go over this one case that was. Jules sent it to me. I guess they made an arrest finally after 37 years on August 15th, but I don't think we covered this one. And I thought I'd go back in time again for a few different reasons, and then it's pretty weird. Strange stuff going on. And that was with DNA.
These nuts to call in and defend their position that he is innocent. They never do.
Yeah, well, they can't defend it. They just have an opinion. Their defense is, how can you prove what you're saying? Like, how do you know it was Brian Koberger in that vehicle? And it's like, well, because his phone was moving simultaneously with the vehicle. So that means something. Hey, Maria, thank you for your first super chat. All right. So you guys ready for that one? It's going to be some reading and whatnot, but it's interesting. Okay, there's even a Daily Mail article from today or the last couple days. I'm going to go back in time. So this person went missing on April 25th, 1986. But the first article I could find with their name in it was September 11th, 1986. Yeah, so you see, it sort of seems, I didn't find her on Google Earth, so I don't know if I've talked about this. I might have mentioned it one time when the case was solved, but that was only solved on August 15th, and I don't remember discussing that. So anyways, teenage girl missing, foul play is feared. This is in California, Modesto B. A 15-year-old Modesto girl who disappeared in April under mysterious circumstances may have been the victim of foul play, investigators said Wednesday. City Police Detective Richard Ridnour said Susan Robin Bender told her mother on April 25th that she was going to take a bus to Carmel to visit friends for a few days. Let's see. He said a girlfriend of the Bender girl, who by coincidence ran into Bender at the bus depot, told police Bender also told her she was taking a bus to Carmel. So what was this? Told her mother on April 25th that she was going to take a bus to Carmel to visit friends. He said a girlfriend of Bender girl, who by coincidence ran into Bender at the bus depot, told police that Bender also told her she was taking a bus to Carmel, so consistent. But the friend said she saw Bender talking on a telephone at the depot, and about 10 minutes later saw Bender get into a green van that had stopped in front of the depot. The girlfriend said she was unable to see who was driving the van or if the driver was a man or a woman. Ridnour said the girl's mother, Pat Bender, reported her daughter missing on May 1st. Bender said she became worried when her daughter didn't return home and didn't call to say she wouldn't be home. Ridnour said Bender contacted him August 9th. Let's see. Richard. So, okay. City Police Detective Richard Ridnour said Susan Bender. Now it says Ridnour said Bender contacted him on August 9th. Okay, that's a different Pat Bender. Stupid. And reported that her daughter had returned home but only stayed about 5 hours and then left again without saying... Wait a minute. So, Ridnour said Bender contacted him on August 9th and reported that her daughter had returned home but only stayed about 5 hours and then again without saying where she was going. So she was home on August 9th, or is that saying, like she's referring back to another time? I don't really understand that. Bender is described as 5'5", 130 pounds with black hair. Alright, so that's one of them. Then a year later, well, not a year later, about 4 or 5 months later, the mother of a missing 15-year-old Modesto girl said Friday she believes her daughter may have been the victim of foul play, and she is fearing that the girl is dead. Pat Bender said her daughter, Susan Bender, who disappeared nearly 9 months ago, has not been seen or heard from since. Being a mother, I don't want to think that she's dead until I get positive proof she is or isn't. Mrs. Bender said Friday, but really, I don't know what to think. Maybe she's dead and maybe she's not. She's been gone a long time. It's a strange disappearance. Mrs. Bender said her daughter had run away from home twice in the past, but each time the girl would call her mother within a few days and return home. Everything had been good between us for a couple of months before she disappeared, and there was no indication that she was going to run away, Miss Bender said. This is a missing person case. She said the last time she saw her daughter was on April 25th, 1986, when Susan left home to go to the Greyhound Bus Depot to catch a bus to Carmel. There she was going to visit her friends for a few days. She never arrived in Carmel. Instead, police have learned that the girl was seen getting into a van, a green van, in front of the bus depot and driving away. Detective Richard Ridnour said a woman who knew Susan Bender saw her talking on the telephone at the depot, and about 10 minutes later she saw the girl get into a green van in front of the depot. The woman said she was unable to see who was driving the van or if the driver was a man or a woman, Ridnour said. Miss Bender said she reported her daughter missing on May 1st. She said she became worried about her daughter when she didn't return home and didn't call. Ridnour said he thinks that Susan Bender may be dead. We have certain evidence to indicate foul play was involved in the disappearance of Susan Bender, Ridnour said Friday. He declined to say what the evidence was. That's weird. The Modesto B Secret Witness Program is offering $1,000 reward. Okay, so that was that. And then 3 months after that, you've got disappearance still a mystery. Ridnour said a friend of the... I think this is basically the same. The missing girl's mother, Pat Bender, said she reported this disappearance. Yeah, so that's going to be the same. And then 2 years after that, another article came out. Let's see if there's any extra in this one here. The cases of 2 Modesto girls who disappeared in recent years under mysterious circumstances remain unsolved today. Investigators believe both girls have been the victims of foul play. Missing are Susan Robin Bender, who was 15, so I guess there's another one. Missing are Susan Robin Bender, who was 15 years old when she disappeared in 1986, and Ruth Ann Lehman, who was 16 years old when she vanished in 1982, according to the Modesto Police Detective Sergeant Russ Cerna. These are the only 2 children who are missing under mysterious circumstances. Authorities recounted their cases as part of National Missing Children's Day. Today's observance is designed to focus public awareness on youngsters abducted by strangers or their parents and those children who run away from home. Bender was last seen on April 25th, 1986 at the Greyhound Bus Depot in Modesto, where she ran into a friend by coincidence and told the girl that she was going to take a bus to Carmel so she could visit friends for a few days. But the friend said she saw Bender talking on a telephone at the depot, and about 10 minutes later, she saw Bender get into a green van that had stopped in front of the depot. The girlfriend said she was unable to see who was driving the van or whether the driver was a man or a woman. Detective Dick Ridenour, who investigated both missing person cases, said he believes that Susan Bender may be dead. We have certain evidence to indicate that. On August 19th, 1982, Lehman disappeared while walking home from a convenience store at Carver Road and Teresa Street, 3 blocks from her residence. It was a walk she made frequently. Lehman was going to buy a soft drink and return to her home. She disappeared at 9:30 p.m. Witnesses say they saw 2 men take her away in a car. The men were later questioned by authorities and denied abducting Lehman, police said. She made it to the store. One of the clerks saw her there, Ridenour said. Lehman, who was a sophomore at Davis High School, was described as 5'4", 84 pounds, and was really skinny. Lehman's photograph been circulated on milk cartons and nationwide missing person notices. Bender is listed in Missing Children's Registry. Okay, well, there you go. And then 1990, about a year after that one, these are just, I think the 2 girls, maybe a different girl here, but it says Susan Robin Bender was last seen April 25th when she got into a van in front of the Greyhound. I think that's going to be exactly the same. And then there's an article in 2021 was the next one. There was a whole bunch of, like ads over the year, just this person's missing, but nothing new or anything. So let's see if there's anything new in this 2021 article. The Modesto Police Department is reopening an investigation into the cold case of Modesto teen who disappeared 35 years ago. Susan Robin Bender, 15, was last seen in public on the afternoon of April 25, 1986, at the Greyhound Bus Depot in Modesto. She happened to run into a friend and told the girl she was headed to visit friends in Carmel. Instead of getting onto a bus, Bender called someone on a depot phone and got into a green van that pulled out about 10 minutes later. Bender's friend couldn't tell who was driving. After that, the only reported sighting of Bender was when her mother called police in August 1986 and said she stopped home for about 5 hours. So she was still alive in August. Was when her mother called police in August 1986 and said she stopped home for about 5 hours. I mean, that's crazy. Because she goes home for 5 hours and she was missing. What'd she say to you? I mean, the case went cold over the years, but Detective Josh Grant said the department decided to reopen the investigation again after a routine review of old files. Does anybody even know what that means? I mean, so she went home in August? She goes missing in April, on April 25th. Then in August, her mother called police and said she stopped home for about 5 hours. So, you were talking to her. That's crazy. So maybe we keep that date in mind. August 1986. That's just crazy. So here is the Daily Mail article here. So a 76-year-old man arrested in Texas earlier this month on charges of murdering a California teenager almost 40 years ago confessed to burying a body near Yosemite, according to reports. Wonder how they were able to arrest somebody when she's missing. In this case, Raymond Lewis Stafford was arrested on August 15th in Willis Point, 50 miles east of Dallas. So he was arrested on August 15th. Okay, so this guy's name is Raymond Lewis Stafford. All right, so check this out. I went and found in newspapers.com. Look at this. Undercover hooker nets 4 arrests. The Modesto Bee. The men arrested Wednesday were identified by deputies as Daniel, down here, Raymond Lewis Stafford, 32, and it makes total sense. You know, you add, I guess that would be 39 years to that, and he is, how old is this guy? How old did they say he was? I think they said he was 70. Yeah. Oh, he's 76. Does that make sense then? Let's see. So if he's 32 then, in 84, so you add 40. That'd make him 72 here. But, I mean, it's the same guy. I don't know if he's, you know, what the deal with the date there is, but Raymond Lewis Stafford in Modesto. I mean, you know, there's no chance that's not him. But anyways, it's part of a sting. And then another one, 1985. This one says, candidate defends his record in wrong place at wrong time. Raymond Lewis Stafford, the only person to officially file as a candidate in the Modesto. See, now it has the right date there. See, now it's 38. And this is 85, so you add 39 to that, and then you get about 77, so 76, depending on what month you're born in. So that's the right person. So now it refers back to the other time. So look at that. Raymond Lewis Stafford, the only person to officially file as a candidate in the Modesto City Council race so far, attributes his... Hey, but by the way, everybody, have you noticed that since I've been reading the newspaper article, it just went... Yeah, Stafford, 38, was arrested November 7th, 1984, on South 9th Street, along with two other men, for soliciting an undercover female sheriff deputy for prostitution. Conversations between the men and the undercover female deputy were recorded on tape and film and were monitored by deputies hiding nearby, said Terry Mann, an agent with the County Drug Enforcement Unit. It was one of their little man traps, Stafford said. They played some games and I just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. Stafford was fined $280. I'm serious about this, Stafford said, of his candidacy. My philosophy is, if you're going to do it, do it. Stafford also has picked up nomination papers to run for... I mean, this guy is crazy. Then 1986. So by the way, that was 1985. Okay, and then 1986. Right, so this was... What was that date? There it is. August 1986. And this one right here is former candidate arson hearing begins. So there he is. Raymond Lewis Stafford, 39 in 86. Stafford, 39, is accused of setting a fire May 24th that caused damage estimated to be... So what was he doing? Why was he doing that? $200,000 to the D.L. Erickson Incorporated plumbing firm on Kearney Avenue. The burglary charge alleges that he entered the building to commit arson. The first prosecution witness, Modesto Fire Department investigator William Houck, testified that the fire was set by igniting flammable liquid that was poured on the floor. The blaze originated on the foot of a stairway in the two-story building, he testified. Right, so that's him again in the night. So that right there is 4 months after she was brought home here. So you got to picture the same guy. Apparently, he must have had her like abducted and sort of mind controlled or something for 4 months. Or was she doing something else on her own for 4 months and then got abducted after she came back? I mean, it's just so weird. And then right here, former owner of security firm sentenced an arson burglary. Raymond Lewis Stafford, Friday to 6 years in state prison for arson, 2 years for burglary, and 6 months for filing a false police report. So there he goes. I mean, so he right at this point, he's in prison, and he'd already killed Susan Robin Bender. Right? So now let's go back to the Daily Mail article. Wherever the hell that is. Oh, it's right there. No, that's not it. A 76-year-old man arrested in Texas earlier this month on charges of murdering a California teenager almost 40 years ago confessed to burying a body near Yosemite, according to reports. Raymond Lewis Stafford was arrested on August 15th in Willis Point. And that's weird because August is the month that she apparently went back home. But 39 years prior. He has been charged with the murder of 15-year-old Susan Robin Bender, who was last seen getting into a green van at a Greyhound Bus Depot on April 25, 1986, in Modesto, California. On Monday, it emerged that Stafford allegedly told a woman he lived with in the 1980s that he had killed a female. Oh, so that's where they came up with it. They killed a female and buried the body near Yosemite. He said, according to records obtained by SanFranciscoGate.com, that he drove to a campground near the Big Oak Flat entrance to Yosemite National Park and dug the grave. Let's see. Let's see. That's not it. That's not even the right place, I don't think. What do they call that? Big Oak Flat entrance to Yosemite National Park. Oh, there it is. There's the entrance gate right here. So that's probably it then. So somewhere right around here. Big Oak Flat entrance. And maybe, is this a campground, or? I mean, who knows what it looked like back then. Let me go back to like 1993. Well, anyways, that's the spot there. Somewhere around in this area. And it says, the name of the campground has not been made public. A campground near the big... Okay, so let's see if we can say campgrounds near... Okay, so they didn't make the name of the campground public. Well, it's got to be near this entrance here, so... Okay. Bender is believed to have known Stafford. So Bender knew this guy who worked for her mother The eyewitness who saw Bender getting into a green van said she appeared to go willingly. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I was wondering why she would just get into a green van when she's about to get on a bus somewhere. Stafford was known to own a green van, and he was arrested on suspicion of an unrelated burglary a month after that. Yeah, I mean, he has a ton of stuff that was in there. Stafford appeared to be hiding in plain sight for decades. Less than a year after Bender disappeared, Stafford, then 38, ran for Modesto City Council. Well, there you go. There's the proof that was actually him. He was asked by Modesto Bee newspaper about his criminal record, but according to SF Gate, told the paper in July of 1985 it was a result of being in the wrong place at the wrong time. His arrests were listed as soliciting an undercover officer for sex, operating an unlicensed private investigator business, and carrying a badge saying he was a PI. Man, how many times have we seen these psychos? Stafford said that his campaign was focused on policies to protect children from sex offenders. We don't spend any time getting the people who are molesting our children, he said. In 1994, he emerged once again on law enforcement radar and was put on the sex offender register under the alias Greg Cunningly for abusing a 13-year-old girl in California. Wow, so after he served that time, Patricia Chupko, Bender's mother, told the Bee that her daughter's clothes and diary had been found in the possession of a man who she could not name, as he was not publicly identified as a suspect. Well, anyways, that's pretty interesting. And then I did this other crazy search where I looked up, green vans used in abductions, right? So this is one that just sort of popped up, which is amazing. This is one day, this newspaper article is one day before Susan Robin Bender was actually abducted. I mean, don't you think that's weird? And then this article says, man gets 80 years sentence. I mean, even though it's, it's already been resolved in aggravated sexual assault. And then down here it says, the boy said he had been abducted in a green van, which had green wires coming out of the taillight. Yeah, so basically, don't ever go near a green van if you see one driving by. We got this one in 1990. A Hartford woman was reportedly abducted at gunpoint from the Stowe Village Public Housing Project Saturday. The victim told police that two men, one carrying a silver handgun and driving a rusty green van, abducted her about 10 p.m. And another one was 1995. Family abducted at gunpoint from church. This is Salt Lake City. A man who abducted his estranged wife and son from a church in gunpoint. So this one, obviously, but it says right here. Authorities said the man sped off with his family in a green van with Oregon plates. Oh my God, I live in Oregon. Ooh, I must be so close to the case. And then this is 1999. A 39-year-old California man. I thought that was interesting, also from California. But hopefully there's a chance, you guys, that we could hit the goal tonight. Once we started reading, it went... which in my head sounds like that.
Drama.
Yeah. James Anthony DiVeggio. So this is 1999. And down here it says a California police chief involved in the case described. Let's see. So his name is like McCod or something. But he had a green van again. Just 2 months later, the body of Pleasanton, California woman, also said to have been abducted in a green van, was found in a snowbank in Alpine County, California. So that one's weird because it's actually in California. And here we go again with the green van. Maybe we should do it. There should be a whole story on that one. Well, that's it, you guys. Don't have any more to offer on that one, but good on law enforcement. Sounds like that one's just purely based on a like an eyewitness, and it made sense. The story that was told. Let's see. Well, thank you guys for the. Let's see. There's Marie and Crystal and Brenda, and I guess Crystal ordered also got a one of the remaining blue notebooks. So that's cool. Thank you guys for the PayPals there. It's amazing how many green vans are used. I mean, it seems like I've heard that too, just covering stories over the years. Green vans over and over and over and over again. Here, let's see how many views we got so far on the video. You guys ready? What's going on? What do we got going on in the video? Here we go. Ding, 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 ding. Video. It says on YouTube that that has 6,000 here, but it's usually behind the actual. So this is way far ahead of the one that I made the other day. So if you go to analytics here, and on here it says 7,900 views and 30 subscribers. That's pretty cool. I mean, what's amazing is when I make my videos, I get way more subscribers than when I'm doing my live stream. I mean, maybe that should tell me something. Yeah. Should we do like a sample of some of the comments? Let's see. What do we got? Man, that's a lot of time. See, that's somebody that probably thought, and it says, no way could he kill them all in that time. Watching a clock tick down when you're doing nothing seems like a long time, but it's misleading. No, it's not. It's not misleading at all. Okay? So I always want to respond harshly to those people. It's not misleading at all. It literally just shows you exactly how long it is. As a matter of fact, it probably, I don't know. I just think if you're there, it's just absolutely, it's obvious that somebody could do it. Okay? I had to put in 3 2-minute waits just to make it sort of work. Yeah, yes, it's an eternity. The video puts into perspective how long 17 minutes and some odd seconds really is. Well, it's really 7 minutes. But dude, there was a murder close to the place you bought H last night. What? What does that mean? Where you bought H? What's that? I was doing drugs that I got from you. Who's you? Me? I was just like their scenario. Dude, there was a murder close to the place where you bought H last night. Woohoo. I was doing drugs that I got from you. Should I come back in the morning? BK was putting bags up his nose He's an addict, not a killer. Prove me wrong. You see how nuts these people are? Okay. He would have to know the layout of the house and where people were for it to happen that fast. Well, he did know where people were. You know, he's looking. So here's all you'd have to do. When you look, there's a window where the stairs are. So when you see people go in, then they take a right and then they go up these stairs. When he gets there, he knows that there's stairs that go upstairs, and then when he gets upstairs, he knows they're one of two rooms up there. So my part was wasting the time going into Kaylee's room. I think it's absolutely that simple. He might have walked a little slower, you know, making sure where he was going. As cool as this illustration is, nope, wrong! There's absolutely zero way a murderer could leave that house after that butchery without tracking even an ounce of blood through put outside and his pathway. Well, you don't know if there wasn't some, do you? You have no idea if there was or not. There was all kinds of forensic people there. Who said that there wasn't any blood outside? Nobody. Next one. Hey, thanks for making sense. Is that crazy? Not even enough time for a person who has never physically harmed anyone in their life to go in into an environment he's never been in and kill 4 people with such stealth that the other 2 roommates had no idea what was going on for 8... No, they did have idea. Without leaving a single shred of his own DNA in the house except for a foreign object that somehow crawled under the covers of it. See how these people talk like this? This is where it gets really frustrating. It's crazy. We're the ones that sell the conspiracy. Thanks for being the only sense... And the next one. Thanks for being the only sense of logic. Excellent video and commentary as usual. Your videos make everything so clear and easy to understand what happened. It's not how fast they were been on arrival. It's how fast someone cleaned up the house. Huh? What does that even mean? Perfect demonstration of time that shows it can be done by one person with time to spare. Thanks, Gray, for all your hard work. I don't believe it was enough time. Kaylee and Xana fought back. Okay, so they fought back. So what was it, like a 2-minute battle of punching? And people are nuts, okay? Yeah, there was a fighting back, but that probably lasted 10 seconds at the most. You know, put your hands up, try to do something, and that's it. Nope. I agree it's enough time. See, here's the thing. When somebody just types in nope like that, I don't know what they're I don't know what you're thinking. It's like you didn't even watch the video or something. I mean, how can you just say nope? It's 7 minutes in there is just a ridiculous amount of time. Nope. I agree it's enough time. When is this case going to trial? Gray described the events logically, factually. With time to spare. Geez, Gray, I'm not sure if you film BK confessing in court, these nutters would simply not believe it and then state it was coerced. As always. You're amazing. Thank you. But he's never been in that house. No one has ever disclosed that he's ever been inside. Yeah, but it's not hard to figure out in the house. I think he was seen by Xana or Ethan, and that's why he attacked them, and he saw where they were. But look how simple it is. You just go up the stairs and you're right there. People make it really complicated. It's not a maze in that house, okay? Especially if you're only dealing with the second and third floor. It's really basic and simple. You got a living room, Xana's room, and then just out of the living room to that little step down is Dylan Mortensen's room on the left. And then you go up the stairs right outside of Dylan's room. And then when you go up the stairs, at the top of the stairs, just to your left, is Kaylee Gonzalez's room. And as you get to the top of the steps, to the right, you go down a little miniature hallway, which is just sort of like a banister. And there's a bathroom directly in front of you, and to the right is Madison Mogan's bedroom. And it's smaller, and the bathroom is what is the difference in size between her room and Kaylee's room. And the bathroom is what blocked some audio from what happened in that room from reaching the camera. So the reality is I think Dylan Mortensen heard a hell of a lot more than that was in the probable cause document. The probable cause document is really, they just put enough in there to, convince a judge that it's probable. So who's going to throw me in prison tonight? Because this is just, who's doing it? I got something, I probably did something really bad today. I mean, we just went through an entire case. And now we're on to this one. Huh? Oh, yeah. Bull crap, Cindy. You're a pile of... You're a crap, Cindy. I can't believe it, Cindy, that you would say that he's innocent. No way at a time. What do you mean? Okay, yep. All right, there we go. And now I get put in prison. I think you guys should be put in prison, though, to be honest with you. For lack of support. Like almost like child support, but you can't even... Yeah, well, it's hard to be mean when I know you're just goofing around, Cindy. Yep, so mean. Now it's, will I even get bailed out? Will that happen? No way he had time to deal with it. Oh, yeah, he didn't have time. Well, we'll sit in there for 5 minutes, and if we're still sitting in here, well, that's it. Yeah. I think the pro-Brian people are the same group, still saying Chris Watts was innocent. Probably. They always look for the counter. Thanks, Jason Smith. Not even enough to make the guard look the other way while languishing in jail. Yeah, well, it's something, it's enough for you butter the guard up with some cake or something, and now he's more jovial and might look the other way. And Audra put a key inside the piece of cake, but before giving it to the guard, I took the key out. And yes, and now I have a handcuff key. So once I'm being transferred, thanks, Jason Smith, and a blank slate, and Daphne. So now I'm just sitting there waiting for the timing to get out the door.
The guard look the other way while you're languishing in jail. No fusion for now, the surgeon says. No bail.
Okay, so I guess now there's a key. Yeah. Weird.
Handcuff key.
Yeah, it's one of those skeleton keys. Oh my god, and then Caligal 3 came in with the new clothes. Wait a minute, are you dissing on my clothes? You know how people... You look nice today. Yes, I'll definitely need some new clothes. Alright, so... that gate got me out the gate into a cab, and I'm heading down the street in the cab to buy some new clothes. But what will the hotel money be? Thank you, Teresa Murray. Yeah, that's right. Well, tomorrow night's our donation night for the end of the month, so hopefully the freaks come through. You never know. for new socks. Okay, well, there you go. Socks and a tie, right? Teresa Murray, you got me one of those paisley ties, and then socks, and then I bought a good pair of slacks with Caligal 3's money. But that's probably enough to get me the hell out of here, and even a night at the Motel 6. Okay, so not bad, not bad. Thank you, guys. Bow tie. Who's that? Who's that one lawyer? Oh, that judge. That's right. That was in the Letitia Stout. Never liked that bow tie. Didn't look good on him. No-tell motel. Yeah. I don't remember that source I was watching, but when she heard noise upstairs, thinking it was a dog playing, she then opened up her door and shouted up from the bottom of the stairs to quiet the... Nobody... see, that's the thing is, where is that source coming from? I've heard that. People say that before, but that's not in the probable cause document, and that's nowhere. That's just somebody saying that she said that. But anyways, I think when they heard the dog upstairs, when Dylan heard that, that's when the attack started. What does that mean? I believe Brian was in the house either physically or through the internet. Brian then came down the stairs. Wait, what? Well, how if he was on the internet, how did he come down the stairs? Upstairs, thinking it was the dog playing, she then opened up her door and shouted up from the bottom of the stairs to quiet down, and then walked into her room and locked the door. Okay. Well, she didn't lock her door, though. She kept opening it. I believe Brian was in the house either physically or through the internet. And then Brian then came down the stairs. Well, how did he come down the stairs if he was on the internet? Looking for who shouted, finding Ethan, who was already going to investigate, and that's who said, I mean, that doesn't sound too ridiculous. I mean, that, I think it's more like, somebody's here. And then they went to investigate, but he was already coming down after killing them at that point. So I don't know. It's hard to understand some of this stuff. You're being way too generous with the times. Knife attacks occur in mere seconds. Yeah, I know that. I mean, this guy's just... see, you don't need to explain that to me. I was saying that in the video. I said it could be way faster than this. I think it's more like 3 or 4 minutes that he could have done all that. If that long. Thanks for the short video. So is BK some superhero that can walk through locked doors? No, he just went through the sliding... see, here's what I think. I think that back sliding glass door was probably left unlocked all the time. And, I bet you was even tested by Koberger at one point. He, like one of those trips that he went there, he went down and he said, oh, wow, it slides open. I've always believed it was enough time. Yeah. So where's the blood trail if he left bloody clothes? What blood trail? What are you referring to? I mean, I think there's blood from the victims all over the place in that house. He doesn't have his blood. And there's probably even blood that left the house and went up to the parking area there. Okay, but it just means it's one of the victims' blood. We don't know that because they're not going to tell us that. There was a bloody footprint, but there was all kinds of droplets of blood all over the place. How come people say those kinds of things? I don't really get it. Can you guys explain that to me? Nice work. Great video. There's a camera across the street from 1122 King. Also a camera directly next door. Okay, I'd have to see those. Well, we know about the 1112 King Road camera. So I think that's that first one. But the one directly next door, maybe that's the one. But I just need to know what camera. I don't have to know, but the one where it detected that it tried to turn around and park or something. I think that's right. Is that correct? So there you go. If anybody wants to call in on this stuff, sell it, man. Sell it. I must be the only one who thinks it may have been Ethan saying, "I'm going to help you." I don't think that at all. As he was leaving his room, hearing commotion upstairs, those girls would have been screaming. Ethan made it to the hallway and met the killer. Nah, it's not really the way the timing worked. It was that there was whimpering, and then somebody saying, I'm here to help you," and then a thud, right? Although that's not what, I mean, that's just kind of putting together the similar sounds on the audio of the camera and what Dylan Mortensen said. Yeah, I mean, I pretty much stick with the PCA. You know, even the inside, little bit of information that I got early on about the bushy eyebrows, that's on the PCA. So I don't really have any, there's just all kinds of rumors and shit out there. It's wild. I must be the only one who thinks it may have been, okay. Did BK mistakenly... I mean, that's not a horrible idea here. Like this thing here is thinking maybe Ethan said it. But it doesn't really match the information. Did BK mistakenly think he had dropped his knife sheath in the kitchen? Or Xana and picked it up and returned to Xana's bedroom? Let's see. Dropped his knife sheath in the kitchen, and Ethan or Xana had picked it up and returned to Xana's bedroom with it. BK eventually gave up on finding it, opting to get out of the area as soon as possible. I don't know. I bet there are plenty of cameras that have captured BK's vehicle en route throughout the neighborhood. Do you think he was counting or using his Fitbit time? Wowza, great job on this video. Explain. This is the second of your videos I've watched. How did he know the first door he came to would be unlocked unless someone tipped him off? I said maybe he checked on other. What does that mean? Maybe he checked on other other trips there and found it was normally unlocked. Do we know he made other trips to the house before? Well, we know that he made 12 trips using the same cell sources as the house on 12, other occasions. So, if you look at it like that, and they were late at night except for one. Anyways. There's the number. Who's calling in? I bet he had skulked around before. Skulked. Yeah. I mean, do I really know what Dylan heard? All with the whimpering could have been the dog or a TikTok. Yeah. See, the part to me when you say something like, Yeah, of course there is, KK. There's videos of every single thing that goes on there on the 1112 King Road camera, and also on the loops with the 1330 Linda Lane camera. We all know that. It's not something we don't know. Yeah, the DoorDash driver obviously must be on one of those cameras at some point if he came in from the back way. Yeah, well, she didn't ask that question. So do you think the ring audio is real? No, that's not real, the audio that we've heard. It's not. That's all complete crap. I think it is anyways. And the next one is, I mean, do I really know what Dylan heard at all with the whimpering? Could have been the dog or TikTok. Oh, you guys, is anybody here? Okay. We don't get all the evidence as there's a gag order. Right. Oh yeah, also what KK said the other day about the like the Ethan's golf clubs. I guess they have his vehicle and his golf clubs. So she was correct on that one. I just sometimes question what she says because she's always watching the conspiracy channels. Alright, let's see. I want to call in, but having a bad jaw day. Oh, that's too bad. Yeah, you were on the scene one time. I wish we could have done more. Because that was right around the time, too. Would have been cool to... I wish I had known as much as I know now to go back and do that. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I would have just had you do all kinds of stuff out there. I probably would have gone there. I mean, I don't know. I might be going there at some point pretty soon. I don't know. I'm gonna do little experiments, you know, get my drone out, put it in different places, see what happens. And maybe if I go there, Amber, you can meet me over there. No thanks, Cameron. No thanks. Let's see. No, I mean, if I go there, yeah, we just... Yeah. What's the latest on the demolition? Don't know. I mean, now do they keep the building there for all those years? Anyway, the energy in here is so low. It's just like this crazy, like everybody's stoned or something. I'm not sure what's going on. You know. Yeah. Let's yeah, what was the article? I just want to read that same one that I sent. see. Is it this one? Oh yeah. But I was talking to. We talked about this months ago, but it's interesting to sort of read it again. You know, where it says on here, you can't see it, but it says the man accused of murdering 4 University of Idaho students in November had thoroughly cleaned the interior and exterior of his car. See, this is something that people need to remember here. In November, had thoroughly cleaned the interior and exterior of his car and was also seen wearing surgical gloves multiple times before being apprehended. A law enforcement source tells CNN. So, he was seen wearing surgical gloves multiple times, and he thoroughly cleaned, and they watched him, thoroughly clean interior and exterior of his car. And Ryan Koberger is the sole suspect in the gruesome stabbings of... So what's weird to everybody is, again, I want to whisper in here. Listen, I've got an advantage. This is the guy law enforcement arrested. And so all these people out there are blaming other people for the murders with zero evidence at all. And yet here we are right here. Hey, look at that. Looks like it's Carla Jean's birthday.
Oh, really? I haven't sang a birthday in a long time, Bridget.
Well, you gotta do one for Carla Jean now. It is her birthday today.
Okay, cool. Happy birthday to Carla Jean. Happy birthday to Carla Jean. Happy birthday, dear Carla Jean. Happy birthday to you.
And many more.
Hey, that's what I'm supposed to say. And many more.
Yeah, Timmy John Boy sings that part.
I know, but I wanted to.
That's not very nice, Timmy.
Yeah, that was mean.
Yep, happy birthday, Carla. Yeah, at least Mary Lou got in there. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, Brian Koberger, 28, is currently the sole suspect in the gruesome stabbing of students Kaylee Gonzalez, Madison Mogan, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin. Koberger was pursuing a PhD in criminal justice at Washington State University at the time of the killings. Cleaned his car inside and outside, not missing an inch, according to law enforcement source. Oh, hold on. Hello? Hello? Who's this? It says Jason, iPhone. You gotta unmute yourself. Probably a low odds. Hello, what's going on?
Hey, hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yep.
Yeah, I've never done this before, so.
Oh, that's okay. You don't have to be on Zoom. You just use your phone and call. But anyways, what do you...
You can do that. Okay.
Yeah, well, you can. You're not on the screen or anything. I can see you over here on the side. But so what's up? What do you got?
Yeah, I just I didn't think there was enough time for that until I saw your video, and I was like, oh man, there's plenty of time.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, completely changed my mind with that video. Also. I watched a video the other day of this woman, I can't forget her name, Melanie Little or something like that. She's like
Yeah, we don't
actually.
really talk about other true crime people, but
Yeah, all right. I'm
yeah.
sorry. Whatever. Anyways, it was interesting because the defense is trying to get the DNA of the three other supposedly male members, and the state doesn't seem to want to give it to them. So I don't know
Well, we
what's
haven't been
going
told where
on
the
with that.
DNA, those three samples of DNA where they were collected from. Nobody ever said that. So maybe just around the
Right.
house, like they found three other DNA profiles, and so they don't want to give it to them because then they're going to go on a fishing expedition by looking up these random DNA sources that weren't really connected to like a specific item. Like, I mean, here you've got the sheath sitting there, which is definitely related to the killings, with Koberger's DNA on it, and then they had three other
Yeah.
samples of DNA.
Well, here's the thing, though. Like, just thinking about it, the wouldn't the state just come out and say, "Listen, it's inconsequential uh, findings." You know what I mean? It has nothing to do with the immediate area. You know what I mean? So we're not, I mean, we're just not going to give it to you because it's inconsequential. That I thought they would say that, but they're not even saying that. They're just like they just don't want to give it to them. I don't know. It's a little bit interesting to me. I mean, I know they found a glove outside the house and
Yeah, that
stuff, and
was totally
I don't,
bogus. There was a YouTuber that planted it there and
yeah.
said he
Oh,
found it.
really?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it
Oh,
was
great.
found way after it, like in the snow. It's like,
Yeah.
right? You don't think law enforcement's all over the place, and all of a
Oh,
sudden this glove
yeah.
shows up and it happens to be a YouTuber. Oh, look what I found! I mean, give me a break.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's not even like the DNA they're talking about. I guess they're
Right.
talking about stuff that they found very near the crime scene. I mean, that's all I know. I don't know a shitload of, a ton about this case, but it is kind of interesting. I'd like to see what happens with that. Um,
Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying. I mean, they're. I mean, they don't have to say that extra stuff that you wanted them to say. It's
no, they
inconsequential.
don't.
It's inconsequential, so
No,
we're not going to do
they
it.
don't.
They just are saying we're not going to give it to you
Yes.
because it is inconsequential and it's a fishing expedition. They're trying to find somebody else to blame the murders on. When there were
Right.
parties all over the place in that house and there's people all over the place.
Oh, I'm sure
You
there's
know.
DNA up and down that place,
Yeah.
tons of it,
Hmm.
you know? But I don't know. It's just the way that the state is kind of like, no, 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 we've already given you everything, and and they don't need to say it's inconsequential. All they have to say is we're not giving it to you, and the defense keeps fighting for it, and they're not getting it. And I don't know. I'm not saying he had help or anything, but I don't know. It's kind of interesting. I would think they would say, you know what, don't worry about it. I mean, again,
Yeah.
but who knows? I mean,
Yeah.
they're obviously not obligated to say. So, yeah, interesting
Hmm.
little tidbit.
So what else do you have any other thoughts or?
Uh, no, man. Well, I think the the picture they took of that guy that is tied to the Rachel Morin thing.
Mm-hmm.
I I I think he's got cauliflower ear pretty bad. I think he's a fighter, and fighters travel.
Oh, the Rachel Morin
Fighters,
one. Yeah.
yeah, fighters travel. They go from LA, they go to Maryland, they go to all kinds of places. I mean, even semi-pro fighters or amateur fighters travel. He
Hmm.
might not be
So you
well
think he's
known.
like an MMA person or something?
I think he's either a wrestler or and then more likely an MMA guy. And those guys travel. I think he's got cauliflower ear. It looks pretty clear to me. And just by his build and stuff, I think he's a fighter of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to. I've already tried to like look for common fight venues that were in LA. I think it was March 26th, right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I have yet to like look for fighting venues in Maryland around when the time she was murdered. But it might be That's what I thought all along, but I haven't even got done like trying to look at, because there's so many fight venues that happen. It's just there's tons of them, especially in LA. It's kind of hard to, but I
Yeah.
would like to see if there were any around that area around that time.
Huh. That's interesting. Oh, we'll have to see. Well, you said it here, so when they arrest that guy, if he's an MMA guy, you can take all the credit.
Yeah, I'll call in again and be like,
Yeah, call in and gloat. Go, oh, it was.
I did it, everybody.
Yeah, you did. All right. Well, hey.
Anyways, yeah, that's all I got, man. I just wanted to call and say hi. You know what I mean? I've been listening to the show for a few weeks, and
Well, cool.
yeah, I listen to it all the time.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks for calling in.
Yeah, man.
All
All right, have a good night.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
All right. That was cool. Yeah, it does seem kind of stoned, Teresa. Like the chat is just sort of, you know. Especially you. Yeah, you don't talk about Fight Club? Let's see. No one has the munchies. Are you sure? How do you know? Okay, hold on. Let's get an accurate count here. Do you have the munchies? Okay? And there's the poll here. Alright? Let's see how many people are stoned. Yeah, it kind of looks like a swimmer or maybe a fighter. I thought he had that swimmer. Like, I agree with the people who said that. Kind of a longer torso, similar sort of look. But I mean, I don't know. Likely not a swimmer. "41% of you are stoned." Jeez. Alright, anyways, I'll be back in a second. If you want the... Hold on. Gotta close that out, open it back up again. Might take a second. Yeah, make sure to hit the like button, you guys. And again, if you guys could help support the channel, get to that goal tonight, that'd be great. Thank you. Anyways, I gotta go fix something, so I'm gonna have to end the show here pretty soon. So it's kind of dead, anyways. All right. Well, thank you all for being here tonight. If we got another caller, I'll do that. But nope, there's no call. And let's see. Thank you to Dawn, CR, Emily Flotilla, Amber Maiden, Christy Kazi, Trisha, Lead with Love, Christy Kazi, Maria, Jason Smith, A Blank Slate, Daphne, Cindy J, Caligal3 with a cat eye, thank you, Teresa Murray, Kathy0205. Awesome. Hopefully tomorrow we have a do better during our donation night. All right, it's last few days have been kind of strange in here. Not sure what's going on. So anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. Appreciate the support for the people who were able to, and we'll see you guys later. And until next time, be safe out there. Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now, and during this whole time I have not seen one person that is a crime dissector, plug rejector. I'm a certified human lie detector. Gonna get ya on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector is my nectar. Professor Gray is gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector, and I'm always gonna be a pup protector. Fool deflector, interceptor, and I'm meaner than a spectre with a vector on his pector. With all respect, y'all, just remember I've a temper fucking check ya. I have no agenda, I'm no pretender, and I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender. Yeah, so I'll just get right back to work. All right, everybody, talk to you later.